The Oasis classic Roll With It was released 30 years ago this month, one of the rockiest and most upbeat tracks from the Morning Glory era. But what is the history of the song? Did Oasis really lose the Battle of Britpop? And how do you play Roll With It on guitar? I'm going to break it all down on this edition of the Oasis Deep Dive.
You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way.
Roll With It was written by Mr. Noel Gallagher. It was released as the second track on Oasis's sophomore album, What's the Story Morning Glory, on October the 2nd, 1995 on Creation Records, but was first released as the second single from Morning Glory on August the 14th, 1995, hot on the heels of the band's first #1 single, Some Might Say, which was released in April of 95. The album was recorded at Rockfield Studios in Wales along with the rest of the Morning Glory album. It was produced by Owen Morris and Noel Gallagher, and it was the first Oasis single to feature their new drummer, Alan White. In terms of chart info, the single famously hit the #2 spot on the UK singles chart, where it went head-to-head with Blur's single Country House, which took the #1 spot, unfortunately. Roll With It sold 216,000 copies in its first week. This was all, of course, due to the infamous Battle of Britpop in the summer of 1995 versus Blur, where Roll With It and Country House were pitted against each other in a nasty battle for the top of the chart, largely manufactured by the music press at the time. It was actually Blur's label at the time who made the first move and fired the first shot of the Battle of Britpop by putting the Country House release on the same day as the Roll With It release, which was scheduled for August 14th, 1995. One day before my birthday, by the way. It's like Oasis knew that I needed a new Oasis song to celebrate the day of my birth. Both bands started slanging each other in the press as the battle intensified. Oasis were branded as working class lads and Blur as middle class. Sides were chosen, fans declared their allegiances, and in the end, Blur actually won the Battle of Britpop, with Country House selling 274,000 copies in its first week over Roll With It's 216,000 copies. But although Blur may have won the Battle of Britpop, it was Oasis who won the war when the Morning Glory album came out just a few months later in October of 1995 and became the biggest album of the decade, greatly eclipsing the Blur album, The Great Escape, which was successful, but obviously wasn't the knockout phenomenon that was Morning Glory. And even though I might be biased as a huge Oasis fan, I think that Roll With It is still the better song 30 years later. I like a lot of Blur stuff. I'm a Blur fan, but Country House definitely isn't their best song. It's not their best single, and Roll With It might not be Oasis's best song or single either, but it's a much better song than Country House and still holds up 30 years later. In fact, Oasis are including it in their live set for the Live 25 reunion tour, so it's got to be a good one. And I own a couple of different copies of Roll With It. This is the CD single version that was released back in 95. I got this as part of the Morning Glory cigarette box set that was released back in the day. This includes all 3 B-sides. It's Better People, Rockin' Chair, and Live Forever, recorded live at Glastonbury 95. But I also have this 12-inch vinyl version that I bought in the UK many years ago. Really love the cover on this. Love this 12-inch version that includes Roll With It, of course, on the A side, and includes 2 B-sides, Rockin' Chair, and It's Better People. The single's cover sleeve was designed by Brian Cannon at Microdot. He was responsible for all the Oasis album and single covers at the time, still working with the band to this day. The cover photo was shot by Michael Spencer Jones at Weston Super Mare Beach in the county of Somerset, UK. Photographed the day before the band played their set at Glastonbury 95. They needed a nearby location to shoot the cover sleeve, and the beach fit the bill. So in true Oasis style, the band donned their heaviest duffel coats. Like seriously, they're wearing these super hot coats in the sweltering heat of the UK summer, and they were photographed watching these small television sets. I've always loved the band's different poses and facial expressions on the Roll With It cover. We got Whitey on the far left as the only one standing, looking off into the distance. We got Bonehead next to him, grinning from ear to ear like he's watching his favorite episode of a British comedy. We got, of course, Liam sitting back looking cool as fuck as usual. Noel leaning forward like he's fiddling with the knobs on the TV, and Gwigsy in a contemplative pose completing the cover on the far right. The music video for Roll With It was filmed on July the 26th, 1995 at a film studio in King's Cross, London, in front of a group of rabid fans who actually won a competition to be part of the video shoot. And when the filming completed, the fans were then treated to a full live set from the band, which must have been mind-blowing. And of course, there was the band's infamous performance of Roll With It on Top of the Pops, which was kind of a dig at the show's requirement that bands mime their songs on the show. The Gallagher brothers took the piss and switched roles, with Noel taking the lead vocal position and Liam miming on the guitar. And when it comes to officially released versions of Roll With It that have been put out over the years, there's actually not that many. Let me pull up my Ultimate Oasis database here of every song they've ever released. I think pretty much every song they've ever released. And let me look up Roll With It here and take a look at the different versions that we've had released over the years. And we have, of course, the B-sides that were on the Roll With It single, It's Better People, Live Forever, recorded at Glastonbury 95, and of course, Rockin' Chair. But then when it comes to officially released versions of Roll With It, we have the original album and single version that was released on What's the Story Morning Glory in 1995. And then, of course, we have the live version that was released on Familiar to Millions in 2001 on disc 1 of that release. Live at Nebworth, recorded on August 11th, 1996. That was released in 2021 on the Nebworth 1996 release. And then we have Roll With It live at the Roskilde Festival that was recorded back in 1995 as well. It was released on the Chasing the Sun edition of What's the Story Morning Glory that came out in 2014. But other than that, not a lot of versions of Roll With It released over the years, but the versions that we have got have, of course, been amazing. And Roll With It features two incredible Morning Glory era B-sides. We have It's Better People, which is an upbeat acoustic strummer sung by Noel Gallagher. It's always been one of my favorite Oasis songs. It's exuberant, it's joyful. I always love the uplifting lyrics and vibe of the song. And of course, we have Rockin' Chair, which is one of the band's best B-sides ever, probably one of the best Oasis songs in general ever. We have that incredible vocal from Liam. It's one of his best. It's probably one of the most melancholy Oasis tracks. It always makes me feel kind of sad every time I listen to it. And it was featured on the B-side album, The Master Plan, of course, so it's in the pantheon of true Oasis classics. And Roll With It itself as like a single, as one of the classic Oasis singles, it's a good single, but it kind of gets bogged down a little bit for me because it has a live version of Live Forever from Glastonbury 95, taking the place of where we usually would get an original Oasis studio track. You think back to the single right before this, some might say we had Talk Tonight, Acquiesce, and Head Shrinker. Like, the best Oasis singles are the ones that gave you the 3 B-sides, 3 original tracks, in addition to the A-side. So this one takes Roll With It just a tiny notch down for me in terms of when it comes to the great Oasis single track listings, but It's Better People and Rockin' Chair more than make up for it. And if you want to learn how to play Roll With It on guitar, you're going to grab your trusty axe and you're going to tune it to E standard. So for the intro of the song, we're pretty much just playing with 4 chords. We have D7, we have C9, G, and then A and A sus2. With a little bit of a vamp on there, but I'll show you in just a sec. So for the intro, we're going to go D7, C9, G. You do it again. D7, C9, G. And for the last one, we're going to go D7, C9 to the G that opens the verse. For the verse, we're pretty much playing with the same chords. We have a G. Instead of a C9, we have a C add 9, which basically brings your third finger from this G string down to the B string. Like that, we have a transition chord, which is like a G/B. Then we're going to go to an A7 sus4, according to the internet, which is just like that. So it just goes like this. So that's pretty much the verse.
You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way, 'cause it's all too much for me to take.
Just like that. So for the bridge or the chorus or whatever they call it in this song, we're gonna go to an F major. I always do an F major 7 because I find that sounds nice on any song. Into a G, doing that a couple of times, and then we kind of repeat that descending line from the verse with a C, a D, a C add 9, a G/B into the A7 sus4. So we have the F.
girl, she's not behind the door.
And then we're gonna go to F.
You know I think I recognize your face, but I've never seen you before.
Into that A7 sus4, and that's how you complete the bridge or the chorus or whatever it is in this song. Then you go back to the verse, and at the end, there's a little bit of a refrain that goes, you know, I think I've got a feeling I've lost inside. You're just gonna do the C add 9 to the G/B and the A7 sus4, so. Just like that.
I think I've got a feeling I've lost inside. I think I've got a feeling I've lost inside.
Just like that. And that's pretty much how you play Roll With It on guitar. It's pretty easy. You're just working with essentially 4 or 5 different chords in different combinations. Give it a shot and have fun.
You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time. Gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way, 'cause it's all too much for me to take.
And that is it, guys. That is my deep dive into Oasis and Roll With It, celebrating 30 years this month. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but hop into the comments section. Let me know your thoughts and memories of Roll With It, the first time you heard the song. Where does it stand in your favorite Oasis songs, your favorite Oasis rankings? Make sure to toss me a thumbs up and a like. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And make sure to share this video online with your friends and fellow Oasis fans. Let's spread the word. And make sure to follow me on social media at Nick Chino Music. But I'll see you guys again for another Oasis deep dive here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.